Hey there, Taurus. This is Chronic Joy Tarot. This is going to be your early July reading for your sun sign or moon or rising sign. Or if you're just stopping by to check on another Taurus in your life, this is the reading for them. I pulled one card from the Ascended Masters deck, and that's going to give us sort of a theme for this next few weeks. And then the extended reading will expound on that theme using the Zen Tarot cards here. Let me just make sure we're on camera. Okay. All right, and then we're going to read from this Zen Tarot deck. That's sort of my signature deck if you followed my channel. Okay, Taurus, the theme for you right now is freedom. Okay. That's a lovely card. That's a great place to be. Okay, so I will take this one of two ways. Either you are literally stuck and seeking, more freedom from a situation, or you're already sort of a free spirit and you want to tap into that a little bit more. So if you feel a lack of freedom, if you feel that your life doesn't have enough freedom, then we're going to find a way for you to gain it. And if you feel like you already are a free spirit and maybe you sort of lost touch with it, we're going to find a way for you to recapture that, okay? So the focus in the next couple weeks for you is freedom, is, your heart and your soul to be free to go about and live your life the way you want it. Yes, because, this is the starting point of your reading. This is called the flying bird, and this is our point of liftoff, and then we're going to take flight and come to a new level of awareness here. But you're starting out exhausted. Taurus, are you just too worked up? Are you doing too much and handling too much? Is your mental energies bogging you down? Do you feel completely just worn out like this person here? Too much, doing too much. You need freedom from that sense of exhaustion. Yeah, so this is really a good place to start, considering that this is where you're headed, right? You want to head toward a feeling of more ease, of more energies that flow instead of energies that you have to sort of force through or assert yourself into something. Maybe sit back and allow instead of asserting your energy onto something. That can tire you out, If you take any one aspect of your life and look at the actual energy you put into it, thinking about it, implementing whatever, making progress, going forward, that can be exhausting. If you sit and look at that same aspect and pull up positive, you're like, oh, I appreciate this about that situation, and I really think that this situation's better than if it would have been this way, right? If you find positive things about it, you won't feel so wiped out over it. You'll feel like, oh yeah, there's more to be gained. There's more to learn, there's more to grow, and it's all good, right? That also gives you a sense of freedom because you have that sense of things are working out, things are okay. It's not a matter of, this heavy grind. It doesn't have to be, right? This is a matter of your perspective. And with the perspective of, free to choose your way to do things, you can really change your experience really strongly without feeling this sense of exhaustion. Okay, so being that this is the flying bird, the point of this position of this card is called the fear of flying. This would be the energy that you need to master in order to make progress, okay? And to move away from the exhaustion. Yes. So transformation. So this is a powerful card. This is really, this is a real pivotal experience. And this is on the left side, which means it's an internal energy. This is happening within you, okay? So if you find yourself at this place of exhaustion and kind of like at the end of your road, I've done it, I've done everything I can, I'm done. shifting the way you see things just a little, like just what I just said 5 minutes ago, you know, take any given subject and the way you perceive it dictates the ease in which you experience it, right? So your thoughts, you know, create your world, just like you hear kind of all the time. And this transformation is happening within you. So you're shifting. You're probably taking that thought of freedom. You know, you have the free will to choose how to approach any given subject, right? And I think that if you focus just a little more on those shifts inside, you know, look at things a little differently, you know, every now and then. Take a look, and there isn't only one way. And if you shift your perspective just a little bit, yeah, the result will be lovely. And the next card in the chain here is the maturity card. And that's a card of wisdom. That's a card of, you know what, I've tried it all. I've lived a long life. I've done every which way I could. I've exerted myself to the point of exhaustion when it comes to, you know, this connection or this relationship or this job. I've exerted myself all I can. And now I want the freedom to just sort of let things flow and let things happen. And knowing all you know deep inside that it will work out. It will work out just as well as if you took all the energy and poured all your energy into that. Okay? Next is, now this is lovely, because if you can move away from this, you know, asserting your energy onto a subject, onto a relationship, or onto a situation, and shift the way you perceive it and know it's going to work out, you will experience this rebirth. You will experience a new way of approaching your life, and one that's probably attached to feeling more freedom. Okay? So this is a shift in mental perception, this rebirth. This is a mental card. It's a mind card. That gray diamond represents the mind. And this is telling us that, you know, your lower energies, that camel, it represents the lower energies. You know, they serve you for a while. The lower energies are that sort of real world, nitty gritty, I'm down here in the trenches kind of an energy, which, hello, creates the exhaustion. You're kind of done with that. I think you're ready to rise above it and move beyond it. And it's going to just take a little bit of shift in perception, a shift within your mind of how you see things. And you're ready for a new way. You're ready to be born sort of, you know, again. And, you know, at least another aspect of you is ready to expand. Okay? Definitely. Look at that. This is the external effect that's going to have on your life. It's going to show up as having a healing effect. And these healing hands are placed on the third chakra and on the crown chakra. And then look at the heart. The heart's lit up with a lotus. So this is going to have this little shift in the way you see things, and knowing that you have the freedom to do as you please, you know, as long as you're not harming anyone, you have that freedom to make these changes. Those little shifts is not only going to create sort of a new expanded version of you, but it's going to heal old wounds. It's going to heal that as you knew it to be, you know, whatever that wounded part in you, whether it's mind, body, spirit, or, you know, it's all going to merge together. It's going to help you progress and bring you more freedom. Okay? Make sure, and this is another internal energy, and this is another mind card here, the burden. Make sure that you don't put too much pressure on yourself to, you know, quickly move through these steps. Okay? Nothing happens all at once. You know that. Life is gradual. Every single thing that comes upon us is temporary, and it moves on into something else. And so you need to sort of trust the process. Make one little shift, you know, maybe claim your freedom. Claim, I'm going to free myself of these worries. I'm going to free myself of these old ways of doing things. And I'm going to start with, you know, a shift in my perception. Then let everything flow from there. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to assert your way forward, because then you're back here, right? You're back where you started, because that's where you got exhausted in the first place, is trying to push and make things happen. Trust the space you take up right in this moment. Trust that. See it differently. See it just a little differently, you know, and see what flows from that. The overall lesson of this reading is to stop that fight. Stop that internal mental fight that goes on within you. You know, like I said, you're not going to cut it off and be this transformed person in one day. But you can, in the next several weeks, make shifts down that journey, and you can move more away from that mental battle that goes on inside you that leaves you exhausted. Okay? Now, I didn't really tap into what exactly this thing is that you're trying to shift. And like I said before, it could be an actual relationship. It could be that you're in a relationship that's suppressing your energy and suppressing your freedom, and that you want to break free from it. And I would say that's fine if that's something that you want to do, but just trust that, you know, even the slightest little shift could have an impact on it. So you may not need to run from it and pull away all the way, unless you're in physical harm, of course, but that's, you know, for a different expert to give you advice on. That's not me. This, I'm talking just about you and your response to your life and your response to your situations and your spirit. And, you know, just these slightest little shifts in the way you go about things will have a lasting effect. It will expand your knowledge of, you know, what you know and how you live. Use that experience, the past experience. Use your maturity and your wisdom to just know it's okay. You know, the littlest little moves are going to help me. And you know that. You know that deep inside. Okay? Okay, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And like I said, if it doesn't resonate for you, and it might not, check your moon sign, your rising sign in my channel and see those readings for this period of time. I'll check back with you mid-July and give you an update reading. And until then, grab onto that freedom of yours and go for it. Make some changes and go toward the light. Go toward positive things. Okay. Take care, Taurus.